Hi everybody, Dr. Mary Barson here. I'm in my dressing gown here for low carb in the leaves, and I'm patently not in the leaves, I'm in my study. Kind of ironic because today I was planning on discussing perfectionism and how it can be a toxic and pervasive force in our lives. Hello everybody, hi. So, perfectionism. Perfectionism often gets in our way. I was discussing perfectionism at length with our fabulous inner circle members in our coaching call last night. And I discussed this topic. We've all got one. We all have an inner critic, this voice within our head that tells us we can't do it, that we need to stop, that we shouldn't try, that we're going to fail anyway. And sometimes this inner critic really feeds into perfectionism. At the very first little stumble, fall, the very first time we don't do things perfectly, the inner critic is like, yep, told you can't do it, might as well give up. And the problem is that this perfectionism can lead to this all or nothing mentality, which is very prevalent in people in the weight loss world, where people are trying to eat well, trying to heal their bodies with good food, trying to heal their metabolism by changing their habits, by changing their thoughts, by changing the way that they interact with food, the way that they use food. And change is hard, and stumbling, slipping, falling over is perfectly normal. And if you give way to that all or nothing mentality, then you never get to progress. It holds you back. And whenever there is perfectionism just around the corner, there's self-abuse. And we can learn to tame that little inner critic, and we can learn to be less perfectionistic. I've definitely got perfectionistic traits. I do. And it is not all bad. It isn't. It is part of my strengths. So often, the parts of our personalities are both strengths and liabilities. You know, I really strive for excellence in work. I really feel that excellence and high standards are really important. But I have to balance that with also understanding that I'm human, and that as a human, I am imperfect. I stand before you today, sit before you today in my dressing gown. I've got to go to work very soon as a medical doctor. I'm due in the clinic pretty soon. I place great importance on sleep and sleep routine. Definitely we teach about sleep and sleep routine and its importance. And last night I did a pretty crappy job of said sleep routine. Finished my coaching call a little bit later than usual. Daughter had already gone to bed, so I wasn't involved in that routine like I normally am. And unusually my partner had also gone to bed, so he would normally stay up. So I just had some time to myself, which I very rarely kind of get in the evening at least. I have to carve it out for the other places. And so I thought I made most of it. I'll watch some Netflix, which I don't normally have time to do. And I just went down this sort of black hole of time, and much later ended up dragging myself to bed fully wired, full of all the movies that I was watching and unable to sleep. Woke up late this morning, haven't got dressed yet, didn't even get organised to do this outside, and now I've got to scramble to get to work. I have kind of failed, really. This is not me being my perfect version of myself. But I still showed up. I'm here in my dressing gown, being my wonderfully imperfect self here, talking to you fabulous humans. And that's a really good way to tame your inner critic, is to just keep going, is to just get in there, just do it, muck in, get messy, fall over, make mistakes, give it a go, understand that you will fail, get yourself back up again and keep going. Our inner critic is there. It's a natural, normal part of being human. It's there to kind of keep us safe. It's there. It sees its job as to protect us. However, we don't need to give it all the airtime. We don't need to let our inner critic be front and centre of our lives. We can just let it sit on our shoulder, be there, say thank you, I hear you, but it's okay, I've got it from here. And you do, guys. You've got it from here. So our latest podcast episode is available. We talk about the toddler brain, which is another aspect of the brain, not dissimilar from the inner critic. So please check out our podcast to learn about your toddler brain. And I've really got to get to work now. Okay, see you guys.